It's raining again. Good morning, joggers. So today's rain is a little bit more irritating than what it has been experienced so far, because a little bit windy, so it's coming at an angle. It's completely overcast, as you can probably see, and furthermore, it's like this small sprinkly rain. That kind which kind of gets in anywhere, even if you try not to. So soaking wet right now. I didn't want to record anything while being on the trail, so instead recording while I'm sitting in this barbecue booth, whatever you want to call it, where at least there's some shelter from the rain. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how to keep going, in the context that I started out doing these videos, and what is it that still drives me at this point? And I know it's not been a very long time. It's been like I'm into my third week right now. Haven't been making videos every day, because some days has simply been delegated to doing my day job, and even on a weekend that's weekend duty, so that has eaten up the time necessary to even go outside and even to make these videos and edit them. I also said something about in the beginning that I would take Sundays off, so that has also been the case so far. So Sundays has been off, and the days where I have been able to go outside, I've been doing so, making a video. But on a day like this, and it's not the first day now, it's the third day in a row where it's raining. How do you keep going? I mean, for one thing is certain, that I've set up a goal for myself. That goal hasn't changed. And that goal was very early in the beginning, to start a habit of going outside, taking a walk. Even maybe it will turn into power walk. Even if it will turn into actually running. That part hasn't changed. How I will be recording videos when I start to run, that is to be decided. Maybe go for a more action cam related thing, where you can actually record while running, or it will turn into something where I do my run and then think up what I will talk about, and then after that sitting down somewhere like I'm doing right now and actually then record that part. But my motivation hasn't changed. That's the point I wanted to get at. My motivation for doing these videos hasn't changed. It's still me trying to do what I decided to do in the beginning, even despite of this ongoing weather that is happening right now. Does that make it more harder for me to go outside? Yes, it does. Even when the alarm rings, I can hear the smatter of the rain on the window, and I just know that this is going to be one further day of this weather, that I'm going to get dressed with some not very suitable clothes and shoes, get outside, get soaking wet, go home, get into other clothes, because the ones that are underneath what I'm having right now is already wet. Try not to catch a cold, which is already failed, by the way. I have a slight cold. And then go on with my daily businesses, and as it was like any other day. So today's talk is just barely touching about this, but that is from my point of view. it is also reflecting what everybody else is doing in when they have made up their decision to do things. That they do this even though the weather is shitty, even though the conditions are not optimal, rather suboptimal. They still do what they set out to do on an everyday basis. And that is honorable, I think. That is showing the right amount of dedication to doing something that they, on a personal level, feel that they should be doing and keep on doing on an every day of their life. And there are so many other people who do these vlogs, but maybe not so much on a daily basis. They do it more on maybe a weekly schedule. So they pop out one every week. Their content is, of course, usually much higher quality than what I'm trying to do. Doing some unscripted, unfashioned, raw stuff. Definitely I can see that. And the funny thing is, of course, when I have 2 YouTube accounts. One I've been using for several years for doing other video content, but it's not related to this one. So when I set out to create my YouTube channel, I took the decision not to use my old one, rather to use a new one, because the content is so vastly different. Of course I could create a subcategory of that channel, but I feel like I wanted to keep the other one as is, and not have this kind of connection, this kind of relation between it. And when I started it out and opened it up for the first time to see my view, then of course what YouTube does, it formulates and creates a kind of not playlist that I've created, but that they are displaying on their front page when you open it up. And all the videos, basically, when I started that one up, when the YouTube algorithm or whatever AI is sitting in the background to try and figure out what I want to watch next, it has when it does not have any prior information. And the only information it had about me is that I was a new YouTuber and created just an account. And I had been going into the studio, the YouTube studio, at some point to set some things up. When I get back, it's showing me all of these videos about how to create content, how to become successful. How do you do this and that in this platform? And videos about self-motivation. How do I do this every day? How do I do that on a consistent basis? So it's like, it's very geared. It's very geared even from the start. What it's trying to collect and trying to find out about what you actually want to do with your YouTube account. It actually assumes that just because you have now a YouTube account and not going in as any other random anonymous user watching videos, it assumes that you want to create videos, and thus you need to see these videos that could help you in creating that content. From a completely, money perspective, makes complete sense. So YouTube wants you to see these videos in order to get started to create content. The content you will be uploading to their platform, and that content can at some point be monetized, and that will serve them the best because they will make the bigger cut of the revenue from the ads. So it all falls into place, and I found that experience very, very funny and it took a while to sink in and reflect on where it was getting this kind of information. But now, after doing these videos a couple of times, you know what's funny? On my other account, the one that I keep separately, the one that is older, it is still remembering separately what kind of content I liked to watch over there. But that's because I'm using it as my regular watching channel. I use that to watch videos that I like to watch. But on the other one, where I'm just doing these vlogs, I haven't started to use it for that purpose. I haven't been searching for anything. The only thing I've been doing on that one is to upload videos. That's the only thing. And the algorithm doesn't know better, so it's still showing me the same. How do you do these? How do you do that? Videos. So that was just a small funny reflection on how to keep going. And the reason for that is to see all these videos popping up every time I log into the vlog YouTube account. And but also a small self-reflection on for myself, and an admiration for everybody else that is doing these kind of things. So for my sake and for everybody else who's doing it, keep it up. If I'm listening to this a few years from now, I hope it will be my own motivational speech for why I'm doing this. But let's see if we go all the way there. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Bye.